Hello everyone, and welcome back to my series here on Resident Evil HD Remake on the Xbox One. This is Disco Ferrari, and we're just coming back right after we defeated this big snake. So I have 2 out of the 4 masks needed to defeat the boss. Looks like I'm just trying to figure out my ammo situation, and looks like I have sufficient ammo for the assault rifle, so let's get going. Oh, you hear those footsteps? That's the one of the red or orange guys coming after you. Yep, there he is. Yeah, that was lucky. You almost got me. Looks like there's another one. Yep, there he is. Looks like I shot a little bit too early there, but ended up getting him before he hurt me too badly. So just to recap on this a little bit, we're about an hour in. We still haven't made it outside of the mansion yet, but we're about to. We need 2 more masks. One of them's easy to get. It's just turning off and on a couple lights. But I forget where the other one was. Oh yeah, one of them's in a room with some poison gas, so... Should be that room right there. This room's a little tricky because pushing in one soldier sometimes brings out another one, sometimes brings in it. So you have to... I had the order down before, but I had a little bit of trouble this time. Especially with the tank controls the way that they are, this is about the worst you could possibly do as far as solving one of these puzzles. But I figured it out. Now the box has a little bit of a puzzle to it, but basically you just need to, there are 2 symbols at the top. It says something, I think on the bottom, that you need to, something about the sunrise. So click the 2 hearts and you have a mask. Now, why do we need the 4 masks? Well, there's a guy down at the bottom of the stairs out in the back. British people call it garden. We call it backyard. There's some steps that lead to a casket down there, and putting 4 of the masks on the casket unlocks an item that we need. So. Now we don't really need to go in there because that has a little puzzle in it that there's a couple items, but ultimately you get something to use the Magnum with. You have to go out to the I forget what you call it, but there's a path that leads to a graveyard, and in the graveyard there's a little item that you need, and that takes care of the Magnum there. But since we're playing it on easy mode, we definitely don't need it. It's definitely easy enough to do without. We're going to get the grenade launcher later, but right now it's not really necessary, and frankly it's kind of a waste of ammo if we do get it now. This is just a puzzle. If you look at the end down there, there's green headband, purple necklace, orange wristband. So you need to have all of the pictures in the right color before you can advance. Not very difficult. There's a light on each side. Turning both of them on just turns it white. So you just need to click either the front or the back, basically. There we go, we're on the path. Go down the stairs. Now, if you notice, I left one of the masks behind. That's because these masks take up so much inventory space that it's easier sometimes, especially for that last one. It's right there. You might as well just put the masks on, go back for it. That way you can grab any health if you need it. I know there's some in the back there, but that way you don't have to have the space pre-loaded for all these masks. Especially when you're playing with Chris, this is helpful because he only has 6 slots total, where Jill has 8. And I was talking before about atmosphere. The set design and the atmosphere of this game, I just think is unparalleled. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find a more atmospheric game. Back when this was remade back in, I think it was 2001. It was for the GameCube. Now in easy mode especially, this boss isn't difficult, but it can freak you out a little bit. Just the way that it's presented down here with the fire for whatever reason. He's got the long claws. There's no way out. It's definitely intimidating. Definitely has a Dracula feel. Oh, apparently that did it. Hi, kitty. This is my cat, Ruby. I don't know if you can hear him or not, but he loves to say hi. So now that we have the stone and metal object, we can go out back to the, I think they call it the courtyard, something like that. That guy's gonna get out. Hey, there you go. That's one way to do it. Should be a dog. Didn't even see him. That unlocked the door. Plenty of shotgun stuff. Pretty soon we'll get some grenade stuff, but until we see the big green guys come out, we don't really need anything heavier than a shotgun for sure. I hate these things. Basically, you stop them. Those statues are positioned according to how you know, north, south, east, or west. I'm trying to stop it on west. And there we go. You want it to face opposite from each other at the gate, so here's a little cutscene.
Barry?
Monster! Chains! Gun! Ineffective! Instant! Stay away! Forest outside mansion! Stay! Hey!
And here's the other one. I think it doesn't really make any sense to me because we face the other one west, and this one we need to hit north, and that faces them away from each other. It doesn't make much sense, but you know, it should be east, but it's not. So you have to hit it on north, but it's really tricky because this one goes faster than the other one. That's south. That wasn't even close. Damn it. Come on. I'm telling you, these things, even though you know which way it's supposed to go, it's tricky. There we go. There. And it unlocked. Now the ravens can come at you, and here's the part where you would get the magnum, but just save some bullets and save some time. Just skipping through it. Again, there's nothing here that we're facing that we're going to need the magnum for anyway, so. About the only thing you need the magnum for is Tyrant, and you have plenty of ammo at other weapons. At that point anyway, plenty of health, so not a big deal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the courtyard. And we heard Barry warn against a monster. And looks like this is its home. I will give them credit. There's plenty of typewriters in this game. On the harder modes, the ink ribbons are way less prevalent, or it's harder to save. But here they're just bombarding you with ink ribbons and typewriters, so it's definitely easy to save too often, especially on easy mode like this. So. That was my cat getting bored. What the? Now, if this monster doesn't freak you out, I don't know what will. Tentacles everywhere. Looks like a face on the back of her head. It's pretty rough. It gets even more rough whenever you find out where she came from. And yes, it is a she. Usually there's a guy here, but he's always facing behind himself. Or yeah, there you go. He just stands there. Usually his head explodes, but it looks like it didn't this time. So we might have to watch out for him later. There's the crows again. So we're just going back up to the house so we can go into the other part of the courtyard. We needed the cranks so that we can get past this big pool that's coming up.
This is Brad. If you can hear me, just give me a sign. Anything.
Jill to Brad. Can you hear me? Shit. It's broken.
Well, clearly it's not broken because she's still receiving signal. Ouch. Poor dogs. Now, I picked up the blue herb because there's some snakes coming up. 9 times out of 10, you don't really need to worry about them and you could just run past them. But there's that one time that they do get you and you are poisoned and you have to come all the way back. So it's better just to grab it now and then kind of deal with the consequences later. You can always just use it and nothing happens anyway, if your inventory gets too full. I never understood why you had to drain the water. Just walk around the pool. It doesn't look that overgrown or that crowded. Oh, well. Oh, but there's a railing. Oh, you don't want to go over the railing. here's where the birds can get out of hand. It's about a 50-50 chance of them being a problem. Obviously it wasn't that time, so we're good. Here's where the snakes are. Like I said, most of the time they're not a problem. You just run past them, but sometimes you gotta deal with them. Now you got the really ominous music going on. Now this crate is special because there's a big monster that has its tentacles and get you with them. If you walk just down the center aisle of that, it will hurt you. That's why I use the box most of the time. But that's not our first stop. I think it might be a good idea to save. Just gotta love that save music. Ugh, so great. Now I try to separate out the ink ribbons whenever I can. It's good to get it down to like 1, and then once you use the ink ribbon, then you don't have to go back to the box and there's an extra space in your inventory. Although I barely save it all nowadays, so unless it's hard mode, that's just how it goes. That's probably my favorite scene in the game. You just walk out and there's this huge spider just right behind you. It's so great. Now usually what I do is the lamp has it's a puzzle where you look at the thing below the red. There's an eye with looks like a pupil and then 2 marks coming off of it. Well, that's significant because in the coming rooms there's a keypad for a door, and you have to correspond that picture or that color with that picture and the number of the pool balls. So for example, that was red. A 3 is red, so therefore it's red 3 with that eye. So the problem is in the because I was sort of in a hurry, I ended up not even using that puzzle. It's mostly for harder modes in case you don't have enough firepower to fight it, or you don't have enough health to fight it. You can get this thing called V-Jolt, and it'll just take out the big Ivy monster. But instead, I just used shotgun. So you see, this one doesn't have a pupil. It has 3 ticks up top, and 1 on the bottom, and it's green. So green on the pool ball is number 6. And I believe there's 1 more. Yep, see. Red 3, green 6. And of course, what manly man space doesn't have pictures of girls in bikini and a big thong picture? Like I said, it's the environment of this game that really does it for me. Suspense adds to it, the gameplay adds to it, but really it's the whole environment. It makes it feel not necessarily lived in, but at least occupied at some point. Now, it's important whenever you take this map, don't look in that hole, because some bees will come out and they'll just be a nuisance.
No, that wasn't part of our deal. But it's not necessary to destroy stars. What about my family? If I play my cards right.
Oh, Barry, can we trust you? I'm thinking no.
Jill.
Barry, I heard someone talking.
Oh, you heard. I think age is starting to take its toll. Talking to myself is becoming a bad
Yeah, you're
habit.
talking to yourself, right?
Talking to yourself? You all right? What's gotten into you?
I'm getting you worried, aren't I? But don't, I'm alright. I guess this creepy mansion has gotten to my nerves. Anyway, I think I'll go outside, get some fresh air for a change. Don't worry, I'm just going to get some fresh air. If I'm lucky, I'll get to waste some monsters along the way.
Especially in this scene, you can tell that this is originally a Japanese game, and they're doing the voices, American voices, but the voice acting is really good. But just like even in the subtitles, "Don't worry!" exclamation point. It's like the way Barry portrayed it is definitely on the voice acting side was much more believable than "Don't worry." Kind of annoying, these things. You have to examine them to find out what kind of health thing they give. But this part isn't necessarily exciting. It's just basically run from one end to the other to the other. Like I said, it's a little bit more tedious than puzzle solvy, but now, if you do take the time, basically that guy in there, there's a guy in the bathroom right here. He was turning. He locked himself in there. Or the guy locked him in there, and then the other guy knew that he was turning and hung himself. So, naturally, whenever you pull the stuff out of the tub, and a jump scary thing, that guy rises up, but I just happened to get out of there before he did. And now the guy who hung himself is there trying to get me, but I just didn't bother with him at all. There's really nothing you need in that room, so... I don't know necessarily why I saved here, but... yeah, whatever works. What's nice is there's not too many zombies that we have to worry about turning into the red monster zombies this time. And now that we have the control room key, we have to go down to the deep, dark pit with sharks in it. So, that should be exciting. I don't know if you saw it before, but I think there's a zombie in here actually. But I moved a bookcase before. Oh, there he is. Nice. I can't believe I dodged him like that. Yeah, but there's a ladder that leads down to the... And that's the thing. It's like move a bookcase and you go down to this huge cavernous place with sharks and huge amount of water, and it just doesn't... the whole thing is a little ham-fisted, but... I give them a little bit of props, because if they spent the entire duration of the story in the mansion, it definitely would get a little bit monotonous. So, give them props for trying. This part's just slow. It just takes a while. Not necessarily difficult or interesting. It just, you gotta stick it out. Here they come. Now you can shoot these guys. It's actually pretty rare that they attack you. But I guess this is one of the rare times when they did. Yeah, usually they do that. They just like put their nose into the wall and they're not really a threat at all. Now this is a little bit difficult of a puzzle, mostly because things aren't really clearly labeled. Fortunately, I've done it quite a few times, so I know where to look. Make sure there it says open valve number 1 with oil pressure drop. It actually changes each time you play, so you do need to check that. There's 3 things. There's the safety right there. There's the initiation for the water draining process, so there's that, and then there's the lowering of the blast doors.
Emergency. Unknown source of pressure detected. Locking all doors to achieve maximum safety.
So now you're locked in there. So you need to release the safety. Then pull down the blast doors.
Reaching 30% of pressure threshold.
And of course it doesn't work because the oil pressure is lost. So remember, valve number 1 we need to release. There you go.
Reaching
Then release the
50%
safety
of
again.
pressure threshold. Activate emergency drainage
Then do the
system
blast doors.
immediately.
And then we're going to be able to drain it. So in the harder modes, it's like 90% whenever you finally get this thing. Even if you do it exactly right, you just have to keep, and especially that safety, it's just so annoying. It's not really even labeled. So it's pretty tough to get it down, but once you do, you got it down. Now, why are we going down here? Well, looks like we just drained all the water. The sharks have nowhere to go. Apparently there's a bunch of electrical equipment. I don't know why it got flooded in there, but, you know, let's just store a bunch of electrical equipment underwater. Sounds like a good idea, right? And naturally, this thing still works. Of course. I shouldn't have turned it on. That was my mistake. Of course, there's a key down there with the big menacing shark thing. So you need to push that in the water to electrocute them, but you need to turn it off first. And if you go down in the water with that big shark, he will eat you alive. It's actually kind of funny, but in the spirit of saving time, I just electrocuted him. And of course, you keep a key for the residents down in the shark-infested waters with electronics. That shark actually can hurt you. Very rare that it does, but it can. There's some grenade rounds. Can't forget them. You don't have the launcher yet, but I'm about to get it. There's some Magnum rounds. Again, we're not getting the Magnum. I probably shouldn't have taken them. But I think at that time I was still planning on getting it. I just didn't want to go through that other process yet, but might as well not. Like I said, we don't need it. Have plenty of grenade rounds, plenty of shotgun shells, so. Fortunately, we don't have to go back there again, so that red monster guy we could ignore. Those bees can be really annoying. Mostly the more you try to fight them, the harder they are. So it's definitely worth just ignoring. That door that I ran past back there, that was the one I was talking about with the colors that you can make the V-jolt with, but again, we have the firepower. We're just gonna fight the evil monster thing. I do like the way that guy, it's just the little things, like that guy died from the bees, and you see his face all puffed up there. It's just really nice, you know, it's not just a dead body. It's legit, you can see, oh, this guy died from the bees. You know, his face is swollen, his body's contorted because of the poison. It's pretty cool. It's the atmosphere that they create. It's really, really pretty neat. And you just got to rearrange the books here. Naturally, you have to rearrange every single one, but you know. Fortunately, you can swap them out and it's easy enough. And here comes the vine monster. Now, typically I don't have a very hard time with him at all, but this time I actually did have a little bit of difficulty. You have to wait for the center part to open up, like right there, and just unload on him while still moving, because those throw poison at you. And, when he closed up like that, you can't really hurt him. I think you can shoot the spiny things, but I don't know what that was about. Ouch. That doesn't happen too often. Yeah, there you go. You don't want to get too close to the danger zone. Oh, don't knock her down again. It should just be like one more shot and he should be done. There we go. Again, you could have defeated him pouring this stuff called V-Jolt down in that shark station thing. But it's much faster to kill him this way. It's a little bit harder, obviously, but you know, it's worth it in the end. If you have the Magnum, it's a lot easier, or even the rocket launcher. But we did just fine with the shotgun. We only used one health pack, especially for easy mode. It's definitely the way to go. I don't know why I took that.
Wesker.
What was he shooting?
So you're safe.
That's what I was going to say.
I apologize. It was all I could do to protect myself against those strange creatures.
I understand. Anyway, it's good that you're safe.
Did you notice? Barry, he sounded a little flaky.
Now that you mention it, yeah. I'll keep a close eye.
Maybe it's quite natural under these circumstances. It's not really our standard operation. Jill, our first priority is to get out of here.
I agree.
There are still rooms in that mansion we can't get into because they're locked up. I've been looking for ways to...
Okay, if there's anything, I'll go back to the other mansion.
I'm counting on you.
Some of that dialogue just definitely does not feel organic in any way. It's definitely scripted, and you could tell. It maybe is part of the Japanese translation, but yeah, whatever. It's fine. Well, at this point, we don't have the Magnum or the grenade launcher, so we could probably put all that stuff away. But it's about time to go back to the other mansion, see? There's the one ink ribbon, so once we use it, it'll be all used up, so... I think the snakes in this section are gone, but they're by the pool now.
Does anybody hear me?
I hear you, Brad. Over.
Stars Alpha Team. Bravo Team. It doesn't matter. Respond. I repeat, this is Brad.
Brad? Brad!
This is Brad. If you can't answer me, somehow give me a sign.
Jill to Brad. Can you hear me? Brad! Brad! Shit. It's broken.
How many times does he have to call her and she expect it to work? I mean, come on. Nope, that was a dog. Yep, we got it before he got us. Good to go. Yeah, here are the snakes now. It's more likely snakes would have been down by where the water was, but yeah. What do I know? And now we're starting to enter the second phase of the mansion. This is definitely the harder phase. It's where the guys get a lot tougher. There's big green guys that come out. I forget what they call them. There is a name for them. I'll use the Fallout's super mutants, for lack of a better term. But again, I think it's 2 shots with a shotgun or 1 with a grenade launcher that'll take them out. That the acid shells do a pretty good job of taking them out, and especially with the zombies. These guys, you don't need to burn their bodies; they won't come back. So. In just a second here, we're going to get our first good taste of them. Yeah, looks like just 1 shot. And again, there are only about half of the doors in the mansion that we've actually gone in so far. So now we're going to go in the other half. Really, there's about 10% of the doors you really don't need to go into, period. But it gets a lot tougher now. But there we go. All right, guys. Well, we're pretty much at an hour now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save, and then we're going to pick this up on part 3. So this is Disco Ferrari signing off, and we'll see you on the next episode.